with men and men pride and sky so blue. Good news is waiting just for you. Good day, Lewis County, come stay a while, where the wild and wonderful will make you smile. West Virginia's heart beats strong and true. Every day brings something new. The morning sun paints the mountains gold. Stories of kindness, brave and bold. Neighbors gather, hearts open wide. In Lewis County, joy won't hide. Good day, Lewis County, come stay a while, where the wild and wonderful will make you smile. West Virginia's heart beats strong and true. Every day brings something new. From the winding trails to the friendly faces, this is a land of beautiful places. No need to search, it's all right here. Lewis County's light shines crystal clear. Good day, Lewis County, come stay a while, where the wild and wonderful will make you smile. West Virginia's heart beats strong and true. Every day brings something new. Out in the hills where the rivers run free, Lewis County's calling, it's the place to be. With men and men pride and sky so blue. Good news is waiting just for you. Good day, Lewis County, come stay a while, where the wild and wonderful will make you smile. West Virginia's heart beats strong and true. Every day brings something new. The morning sun paints the mountains gold. Stories of kindness, brave and bold. Neighbors gather, hearts open wide. In Lewis County, joy won't hide. Good day, Lewis County, come stay a while, where the wild and wonderful will make you smile. West Virginia's heart beats strong and true. Every day brings something new.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finished up. You still like our song or intro song? Good Day, Lewis, the song that you generated through AI. Yes, I love it. And I've had several people just comment that it's unbelievable.
What do you mean? I wrote that song.
When I see the royalty checks, I believe it.
No, I will say that definitely it is amazing what AI. Again, I'm embracing it. I think AI, again, like anything else, can be used for a lot of bad things, but a lot of good things for it. It's pretty amazing what it can do.
Well, it's a beautiful song and it's so fitting. It really describes the landscape.
I do like my Jane Lou versus Weston song too.
I'm sure you would.
Anyways, we're recording this the previous week since some people are not going to be here on the third.
Not mentioning any names,
No, but one of her many luxury getaways.
but we'll have a fabulous guest
That's right.
on the recording that's coming up.
That's right. We interviewed her last week. Yeah, last week. Olivia,
McConnell.
yeah, what you said that. Yeah.
She was in town for the last local meeting of the HubCAP community, and she's been our mentor and our coach for the last 18 months.
In fact, I had their group meeting was today
This,
and today, or yesterday and today.
yep,
So did Laura get to go to that?
she was supposed to go to
Yeah.
that.
Well, good. She'll come back and that. They were transitioning into on track, so we're looking forward to that. So, since the last time we met, what have you been up to?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I would say, like you, Ray, the plate is full with many projects and responsibilities. There's several meetings. I know the Planning Commission, the Weston's Planning Commission just finished up the comprehensive plan, and they have met and they have offered some suggestions for updates to Weston's zoning ordinance. So we're going to be working through those.
I think the thing I see on that that's different than, again, I wasn't, but every 10 years, right, is your planning. What I see in the Weston and then also in the county that you're also part of, Weston's part of, is that you and the county is taking time to actually make sure it's a valuable liquid fluid document that has ultimate, short, long-term, mid-term goals, and it can change. This isn't a 10-year plan. It's a plan that you need to look at and then amend as you need to.
Yes, the Planning Commission is charged with providing recommendations for updates to that plan. A lot of things can happen when you plan for development that changes the scope of entire projects. So thank heavens that measure's in there.
Yep, so that's good. So what else? Planning Commission? I don't. You haven't done much else, have you?
Oh, you know me. No, let's see. Senior Center, they're busy. They're getting ready for the senior skip day at the park. There's just so many things.
So what day should I avoid at the park then? What is that?
July 25th.
I'm way too young for that.
Well,
You don't have to laugh on that.
those people will eat you alive, Ray.
I get it just walking through there when I have to see you going through there.
So what have you been up to?
Absolutely nothing. Just got done. We just got done with our EDA meeting, our board meeting, and it ran long, unfortunately, but a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of good stuff. So we're pleased with that. Again, we've been working, like I said, on some trails and stuff, getting that moving forward and talking to people about that. We just had, like I said, a 4 day. I had a 4. Yeah, I don't think you had a 4 day weekend.
3.
So yeah, I got the governor likes me better. Not the commission likes me better, I guess. So enjoyed that. Of course, it was a little hot out. I guess hopefully the rain. I don't know if it broke some of the heat or it's just going to be total humidity when we walk out there. But been mowing my grass at night, working on my granddaughter's treehouse, and waiting at home is a new trampoline. So I got to put it together.
Oh, awesome. Well, how's the new dog coming?
I have decided that I have actually got a family to adopt it.
Oh, you just can't
I just
handle.
can't handle a pup. I need a senior dog that looks at you and goes, I don't want to go out walking, do you? Heck no. I just want to lay here. Sounds good. Turn on the TV. Good. That's the dog I need. It was, I tell you what, a family with kids adopted, and it's for the best thing. It was a very young, it's the first, I've had collies before, but this collie was a part husky or shepherd or something, and evidently that part was very active because the collies I had before were not, I mean, they're active, but not, so I'm glad I went to some of the kids, so, yeah,
Oh, yeah. Well, that's nice how that turned out.
yeah. So I just got my cat that doesn't give a damn about me. Perfect.
Well, I have no pets. I wish I had a little dog, but I don't. I'm never home, so.
And that was some of the thing too, that when you realize you go home and and run down to the park to walk the dog and that stuff and play, and yeah, I'm still a little bit busier than I thought.
Yeah, one of these days.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and also in the EDA meeting, I remembered that you talked about the kickoff meeting for the housing.
Yeah, like I said, the county and the EDA got together. We're commissioning a housing study, and the kickoff is July 24th. So if you're in the business of realtor, developing, building, construction, if you give me a holler, talk to you and give you some information about it. See if it's something you might want to attend. Like I said, this is specifically we're developing a housing study, so it needs to be the players in the game, from the landowners to the contractors to the builders to the bankers to the funders. So, anybody in that range, if you're interested, give me a call. We're putting that together. This guy's could come down. I'm going to give him a tour of the county and some of the areas that I think are developable. Of course, he'll be back down later to do his own study and that stuff. But this is a kickoff meeting just to people that's in the field to ask him questions, him to get a feel what you all think that's needed. And then he moves forward from there. But from that, we'll pick out some people to do a steering committee, about 10 people that will be throughout the entire study and direct that and help with questions and guide that. So it's going to be interesting. It's coming up into July here.
A lot of people will wonder, well, how is this useful? And who should participate in this? Well, I think if you have property or you're thinking that you'd like to see housing for different purposes, you don't know where to get funding, maybe you're not sure what kind of rent to charge. This guy who comes in and actually does the studies can tell you what like communities our size are charging in rents, who's coming in, who's looking for places, what the age group is, where they're working.
Yeah, whether they're coming here to work and leaving the county or vice versa, staying here but working out of the county. So it's got to be good information. And again, what you're saying is, what is this needed for? We all know we need housing. What the heck? But
Well, yeah, we haven't really had new stock housing in Weston area specifically for many, many years until recently. We've
yeah,
had a few new developments. But what are people looking for? We hear about traveling nurses have problems getting decent
yeah,
rentals.
enough of that. Professionals want to come in this area, whether they're health or that want a little bit more upscale housing that's just not available, and then working people that want to get their entry level home, or maybe they got a little bit of family need that. To again, your retirees that might have their big 3-story house and used to have 6 kids running through there now, or empty nesters and maybe
Want to
maybe want
downsize?
that
Yeah.
one level. I need one level, that's for sure.
You need a tiny home.
uh, I see that on TV. No, I need a little bit bigger than a tiny home.
Yeah, me too.
So that's coming up. That's going to be exciting. And again, what it is, at the end result, this study gets all the numbers. So at the end of this study, hopefully get everything right and all the numbers and all the information there, then we'll have a housing summit sometime early next spring, probably, to bring again everybody back in that has skin in this game. Present. We did have a housing information study a couple years ago. Brought everybody in just to kind of discuss and that. It took us a while to get the housing study commission, but so basically with that, bring them all and hopefully start some conversations about, we need, when the study shows that we do need retirement community or housing and that stuff, and develop, again, looking at, he's also got to look at places that could be developed into these sites. Or repurpose buildings that might be able to use for apartments, or, this is an all-encompassing study that hopefully when we get at the end and sit down to this, do this housing summit and bring everybody together, it can start piecing together projects that will meet the needs of this study.
A lot of people talk about why we don't have any more economic development than what we do, and they just don't realize that housing is a key component of that issue.
It is.
We've got to get people to want to come and live here, and we have to provide a good quality of life for them to move here, for us to grow and prosper. So I'm thankful that you're taking the steps necessary to try to grow our economy.
Yeah, and again, it is exactly that. Housing is one key, one step to, and everything, and nothing. Again, it's always, and I'm the same way. I would like it. I want it done. I want it done. I want it done. But this is one piece of the puzzle that didn't get this way overnight, and the solution's not going to be overnight. And one of my favorite sayings or motto is, "When is the best time to plant?" Let's see if I get it right. When's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. When's the second best time? Today. So, yes, some things we're doing now should have been took care of and thought of a long time ago, but at least we're doing them now. And
You
trying
stole
to
that quote from somebody, didn't
Oh,
you?
I'm sure it's somebody out there famous, but yeah, I didn't make that one up, nor was that AI created, but it was something I had on my desk when I worked at the truck stop
Well,
in front
it's
of me.
very fitting.
Yeah. They tried to remind me not to yell too much at employees. It didn't work, but so coming up, we talked, I think, I can't remember, did we talk after we did the interview?
I believe we did.
Oh, okay, so we just need to make this was just an introduction, a little bit of high, and any other information in? How long have we been going? I have no idea. We can't, we did an hour
We
last
talked
time.
a long time.
I know, we did, like I said, an hour last time. I don't even know how long we've been talking. I have no idea. I guess we should wrap it up though, because we do have a great interview coming up. So listen to that, and then our banter afterwards. Hopefully next time somebody will be in the area that we can do ours. Next time we're going to be at the Lewis Bennett Public Library with Katrina Johnston. I'm sorry, I don't have the name, and her youth
Yeah.
coordinator.
I don't know who
I can't
that
remember,
is,
so I apologize for that.
but we'll all know.
Yeah. So we're going to hear about, library is a fantastic place, about what's going on this summer for the youth. So make sure you turn in on the 17th. That'll be live and exciting. What else? Anything?
Nope, I think that's it. That sounds like an exciting show coming up. And we just want to say thank you to the people listening and watching us, and the people who've commented how much they appreciate the information. My presence.
Absolutely. So appreciate it. Watch this interview. Like I said, tune in next time at the 17th of July for a live show at the Lewis Bennett Public Library. Again, since we're not live, let's leave your comments down below. We'll try to address it in our next live performance there. But any suggestions, people, places we should talk to, go to? Someone wants to pay our way to overseas, I'd be glad to interview the Pope or anybody else. We'll go to Rome.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you all for watching. Like I said, the interview's coming up. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
You ready? Ready?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Good day, Lewis.
Good day, Lewis, or is it Lewis County Good Day?
I thought it was Good Day, Lewis.
That sounds better. What's our song say? Because you've already heard the song. We're going to do the live introduction and all this stuff, and then get into this. So.
Oh yeah, this is my first time hearing the song. I want to get the song.
You have to actually hear the. Anyway, we're going to start this interview, this impromptu. As you can see, this is going to be one of these fly-by-night, not fly-by-night, fly-by. I don't know, what is this?
Impromptu.
Thank you. That's the word we're looking at. Olivia, as you can see, that we are very prepared for this and all the detailed information that we're going to go. We are here with Olivia McConnell. Did I get your last name?
Yes.
After all this thing,
Correct.
Last name right, so I did good. She's with Weston HubCAP. She's been in Weston more times than Carter has Liverpools. If you're old enough to remember that reference. I mean, you have worked with us how many years now?
It's been nearly 3 years, and the Hub has been working with Weston and Lewis County for much longer. But I have had the joy of working with this community since we began our 5th round of the Hub Communities of Achievement program, or HubCAP, way back in my early days of being a coach here at the Hub.
Well, like I said, we're doing an impromptu interview. She was coming into town. The HubCAP for Weston's winding down. So we'll just start with can you give us a little history of yourself, your personal history since
Absolutely.
you survived and been such an important part of Weston here in the last few years.
Thank you. Yeah. So my name's Olivia McConnell. I'm a West Virginia native, born here and spent almost all of my life here. I claim Morgantown as my hometown, and I stayed for college, went to WVU. I was really interested in the geography of people and food systems and kind of how people interact with the places that they're from. When I was in college.
Food-wise?
Yes, yeah.
How come you never brought any food to our meetings?
Oh, that's a good question. That's funny. I almost brought blueberries today. I have fresh picked blueberries that I almost brought today. But yeah, I was really interested in food and people and how they interact with it and a sense of place and how that all connects. So I was doing some food systems work. I worked on a dairy farm and taught agriculture classes. I worked with a local food cooperative, and that took me to doing a year of AmeriCorps Vista, and I served with an anti-hunger organization for my first year. That was at the beginning of COVID, was just a few months into my Vista position, and that really sent me back home to Morgantown. I had been in DC very briefly, and with the onset of COVID, I thought I should go home. I think that's where I need to be right now. And when I came back, I finished my year of service. I had such a good experience with it that I thought I wanted to do it again, but how can I do it now for the place that I'm from and the place that I live in? So I found the Hub, did a year of service with the Hub on our last round of HubCAP, actually HubCAP 4. And I guess they liked me enough to keep me around. So I became a community coach with the Hub after finishing my second term of Vista service. And other personal things, I'm a mom, I'm a gardener, I like board games, and I love coffee. So I love having our meetings at the coffee house.
Definitely a good place to have meetings. You like coffee.
Yeah.
So you've been part of the Hub since 22, if I remember right?
Since 2021 as a Vista, but
Yeah,
as a staff member
so-
since 2022. Yep.
And then Weston has been in the HubCAP for the last...
For nearly 3 years. It's been just a little over 2 years if you count our kind of beginning the conversations and starting the program time. And it's winding down at the end of the summer, so it's hard to believe that much time has gone by. It feels like it's been quick for me. I don't know about you all, but it's been fun, and I think it's been really exciting to just see so much that has happened. So I think this is a good time to be reflective of everything that we've done over the past couple of years.
So I think it's been very positive. Like I said, for sort of the transition is kind of really neat. Blueprint that the Hub was part of, and all of us was part of that. Kind of went into the HubCAP for Weston, and now Weston's transitioning into On Track, and eventually that will probably lead to Main Street. So it is, this is probably going to be a 10-year plus journey with involvement of the Hub and different programs and different things of improving Lewis County, Weston, and all surrounding region, to be honest. What about you, Kim? What is your impressions?
Well, I was wanting to know from Olivia, and now that we are winding down with the program, how you see the Community Development Hub's involvement with Weston folks in the future.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to be selecting new communities for the program, and if we will have a role in helping to form those.
Oh, that is great. That is a great question. And I think we always like to say once you're a Hub community, you're always a Hub community. So the relationship doesn't end, the connections don't end. We don't have a hard program to put you into right now, and you're going to be busy with Main Street and On Track, but that doesn't mean there won't be a particular program in the future that you could participate in. And regardless of whether you're actively engaged in a program, we're always still connected. We're still partners, and we want to support you on your journey. I think what that looks like after HubCAP is just a little bit more responsive coaching, as opposed to the system we've had over the past couple of years is pretty consistent coaching sessions with agendas that were typically driven by the hub, and as we've kind of moved forward, that has become more driven by you all, by the team on the ground. And so this is sort of a passing of the torch and a passing of the capacity to you all to keep the momentum going. So I see the hub's role as the program ends as being someone that you can come to if you have a particular question or idea, and we can stay connected and share resources in partnership, find things to work on. But it's really kind of you all driving it from here on out, and just checking in with us as needed, and I'll keep checking in on you all too. Yeah. And as far as your other part of the question, so HubCAP, this is our 5th round that you all are in, and we would love absolutely to do a 6th. We aren't sure what that's going to look like yet, so definitely having a lot of conversations about what funding might look like for that, what other communities might look like for that, and yeah, we'll just keep having that conversation.
Well, the tools that were furnished through the hub were invaluable to the Weston group. The formal survey that went out, and we had a little contest between communities, and we scored really high on getting people to respond to that.
Just not quite high enough. Overachievers are.
Almost. And then the market analysis that was done, it allowed us to look at Weston and Lewis County in a way that we had never looked at them before. And it gave people in the community, it gave a voice to their opinion on what they feel that we lacked and what we needed to succeed in the community. So for that, we're forever grateful.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful to you all for really pushing that engagement, because this is something I say all the time, is that I'm not doing this work. You all are doing this work. The community is doing it. I'm just here to help support and guide and connect you. And
Wait a second, I thought he was blaming you for anything wrong and took credit for everything that was right.
Oh, that, well, yeah, that too. but yeah, when you get a tremendous amount of engagement through a survey or an event or something like that, like that's all you all did that. So that's kudos to you guys. We just brought the guy in to do the numbers and give you the information we got from it. But that's definitely something I see in all of our work, is that community engagement is, to me, the core component of everything that we do. And sometimes folks just need a way to feel heard, and that could be through a survey, that could be through events. I think one event in particular that I love sharing about Weston is your city meeting day event, which really was kind of born out of the beginning of HubCAP. That was our kickoff, and it's such an incredible opportunity for folks to come and learn about what the city is doing in a way that's accessible, that's not reading a report or crunching numbers. They can come and ask questions, and it's a great opportunity to showcase successes. It's good recruitment. You can say, oh, we're hiring for this position, or we need this many more guys on here. And so I think that event in particular has been such a wonderful way that Weston is meeting folks where they are.
And it's still going on.
Yes,
Is
yeah.
that the third one?
Third annual. I'm hoping to come back for the 4th next year. And I want to applaud you all, because I think that Weston's doing such a wonderful job of really like tackling those conversations, because folks are not always going to give positive feedback. Sometimes there's critical feedback, but you're having those conversations, you're addressing them, you're giving folks the chance to be heard, to ask questions, to share their opinion, and that's how community engagement works. Yes, yeah, exactly. That's how it works.
And I think that's one thing, people don't realize how open it is. And that's what I hate when you see stuff posted on Facebook or stuff that people talk, and they say, I never had an opportunity. Every city meeting's open, and almost I think every city meeting is actually online or broadcast live. This city meeting here, this is open to the public for public input.
Yes, and people show up. When you invite people, they show up.
So the opportunity is there.
Government isn't there for just the people who are elected. We want to make sure that people know that they're part of it too. So they need to get as much information as possible. Plus, we want them to participate, and we want them to come to meetings and express their opinions. that makes it better.
Yeah, and that's what HubCAP was basically, again, from Blueprint was the whole county-wide meetings and bringing the whole county together to do this. Then HubCAP was more Weston focused,
Yes.
that area there. And again, the whole point of that was to bring people together and let them, and we took, I'm sorry, people moving right from our window here, and I'm watching mattresses go by. I'm easily distracted. What can I say? Squirrel!
They're moving to Weston.
That's true. They are moving. It's not loading on a truck, they're unloading, so they're coming in the west. I've lost my train of thought, but that's normal. No, the whole thing is getting community involvement, and that has been the hub has helped us out through Blueprint, through the HubCAP program, and I know that the On Track and that is the same thing. It's just maybe a narrow focus, but it is getting that engagement because, you know, as much as everyone tells me how smart I am and how everything I know is perfect,
All two of them.
you know, I am old enough to know that, my gosh, there's a lot of smart people out there who need their help. And there's a lot of people that, you know, don't realize how helpful they can be because you don't have to be genius. You don't have to have a degree or engineering or all this stuff. My goodness, some of the best ideas is stuff we just don't think of because we're overthinking it. And it's so great to be in a meeting where someone brings up something and you're going, why didn't we think of that? We've been here 2 years and not thought of something as simple and that solves the problem. So, you know, it's opened out there. And we do hope the community looks at that through any kind of meetings. Like I said, you came to Rotary, you came to Lewis County first meeting and that stuff just to engage those people to, you know, hopefully get them on the next journey of trying to get some volunteerism for the On Track, which is coming up, and we'll be working on that.
We're forming committees for that.
Yeah. So what is, and since you visit here to Weston, what is some of the wonderful things you've seen that this has inspired to do? Now I'll tell you mine, Mothman.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Mothman out there is by far was well worth just getting Mothman here was worth every bit of everything. But how about you? What have you seen that inspired?
Well, I'm actually going to build off of that and say not just the Mothman, but the connection between the asylum, Tala, as folks call it, and the downtown space of Weston. Because I will say, my own personal experience is I was exactly what folks talk about when you ask, have you ever been to Weston? And most people not from around here, when I ask them, they say, oh yeah, I went to the asylum once. And that's awesome. That's great that you're having folks come into the community and go to at something like that. But you want them to stay. You want them to cross that bridge, come, go to coffee shops, go to restaurants, go see the Glass Museum. You want them to come get the Weston experience, not just the Tala experience. And I think that has been a huge initiative throughout HubCAP, is really bridging, quite literally bridging the gap between that, because you have all these cool things to bring people here. Tala is just one of them, and if you can bring them across the bridge, get them to stay, get them to come early and do some things downtown, and then go to Tala at night when it gets spooky. You know, I think that using your creative placemaking project of the big, you know, cryptid standees, the public art that embraces this like spooky, different, unique vibe that Weston has, I think that has been super cool to really see folks embrace that. I love wild, wonderful, weird West Virginia. I love how unique we are, and I think that's been really cool to see. And I think another thing that I have loved to see is the folks here, I think we already kind of talked about this, but the folks here are just so willing to support other people's leadership. I think about people like Laura Anderson, I think about Joe stepping up as interim city manager, and I think that there aren't closed doors here. Everyone is just so happy to embrace other people's ideas, other people's leadership, and lift them up. And so I think that's been really wonderful for me, is to just see all the folks that we've been meeting over the past couple of years, to like see them continue the work, to see what they're doing differently and how they're moving up and what they're doing better. So yeah.
Very good.
Thank you. I appreciate that
Yeah.
compliment. and it's nice to have that open relationship. And I think the hub is chiefly responsible for a lot of those connections. And with Lewis County being the blueprint community, and then Weston achieving the HubCAP community, that's largely in part through the county commission and then the city of Weston. And that's brought those two, it's melded them together in a collaborative way, which was desperately needed through the years. And we're seeing some successes from that. So we thank you for that.
Yeah, I think that has been so cool to see the collaboration. I mean, having the collaboration within the city, but then also within the county, within the region, that's where we see the most success in any of our communities, is when folks don't make it insular, don't hold things too close and too precious. Share all that Weston has with everyone else. How can you form a partnership? How can you collaborate? It's only going to make this work stronger, better, and more sustainable if you keep bringing others to the table, and Weston's doing that.
Thank you. And we always need others brought to the table. It just seems like at the county level, the city level, there are so many projects that we're trying to get off the ground. We're in different phases of other projects, and we need volunteers. We need people to be ambassadors, to champion the cause, and we welcome that.
Oh gosh, yes. We are, like I said, capacity is very tough for us because there's certain, and that's what people always play. It's always the same people on these things. Well, you know, there's a lot of times that we don't want to be doing this.
No, we do not want that.
We have to, you know, so if you think that's a problem, please talk to us.
Come on
Get some
out, we'll
ideas.
put you in charge.
Jump right on that.
Yeah, and I think that's highlighting the need for youth engagement, really, across all our communities. And I know, again, Laura Anderson has been doing a really great job with
It's like we
different
talk about
initiatives.
youth, though.
Yeah, I think, well, engaging youth and bringing young people to the table.
Compared to me, let's put it that way.
But you gotta think, I mean, no one's gonna be here forever, and
Well,
who's
talk yourself.
going, who's gonna step up and do this work when the folks who are doing the work now move on to other things or need to take a step back? How do we build that capacity? Because we can't
We need
have
that
the
right
same
now.
five people doing
You're
everything.
exactly right, because anybody that's in a leader position, myself included, I'd love to see that, because
Yeah.
I would need, you know, someone, like I said, youth or that to come in. It'd be nothing better to hand off. And I've been several times handing off stuff and people have made it better. And you can't get better about that.
Yep.
You've sustained it. You did so much that you did what you thought was right, and someone's taking off it. It's fantastic.
Yes.
You know,
That's
it's
a
better
success
than
story.
dying.
Yes.
Yeah, that is, you know, and then you take credit for it. No, but honestly, that's because you wait until that person gets so old or so mean or so forgetful that you can't learn off of them. At times it comes now when, you know, half my brain's still working.
I leave there's half.
So pick that and go with it. I mean, you know,
Well, that's a
it's
big
good.
issue, not only in projects that we're working on, but in, you know, churches, volunteer groups.
Boards.
Yeah, the population is getting older, and there's no better time to think about succession planning than yesterday.
Yes. Oh, so true. Yeah, we were just talking earlier about retention. How do we keep young people here, and how do we bring young people here? And we gotta let them in, you know?
It is a problem we have, and we, like I said, putting together some strategic planning and that stuff, and that is definitely a big issue on that is, you know, how do we make life better for the youth so they enjoy it right now, and then what's here to retain them, keep them here.
Yes.
And there's a lot of things that we have, so much things throughout Lewis County that are hit and miss that could be brought together, and I think that's one thing we're working on, and I think, you know, through HubCAP and through OnTrack and some other programs out there, I think that has been recognized, and I think it's going to coalesce into that getting there. And, you know, it's something that has took years to not be, it's going to take years to get fixed.
Yes.
But I think we're actually working towards that. And just what Kim said, the county and the city and other people are working together the first time in years that they never have. And
Yes.
those conversations are needed.
Yeah, and it
And
takes
it's
years.
improvement.
It takes
Yeah.
years to build those relationships. You know, like partnership doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long time to build trust and to build a relationship. And like you were saying, it could be 10 years before you feel like you've finished this kind of journey you've started with the hub. But even at that point, even 10 years later, like you haven't finished anything. You're still moving forward on the next journey. So it takes a long time.
Great. Any final thoughts?
Oh, final thoughts. I think
Or just
I'm-
final thoughts,
yeah.
final thoughts overall, but just final thoughts for today. 'Cause
Yeah.
and we're not letting you go, so that's no
Final
problem.
thoughts about Ray.
There we go.
How much time do we have? Yeah, just that I'm really proud. I'm so proud of the team. I'm excited to see the work continue, and I think you guys, you are kind of just like following the ladder of kind of building capacity and building momentum, and that's the goal. That's the goal of all our programs, is that when a program ends, the work continues. And I see that here in Weston. So I'm excited to stay engaged in what that looks like.
Great, thank you. Well, we
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And then food next time, I guess.
Yes, that's right.
I should
I
have
tell you what,
snacks.
that is fascinating because, like I said, I don't travel much, but when you do, it's a fascinating. You go so far, no pepperoni rolls. Hot dogs change so much.
Yes.
It's I was in Chicago.
Is it chili? Is it sauce?
Yeah, I had a pickle. I had a Chicago dog, and
Yeah.
it's very interesting. Wow! I took pictures. I posted.
Yeah.
Like there's a West Virginia looking at this, but I think food is very unique when you travel, and I think it's a very neat aspect. So bring food next time.
Will do.
We appreciate your time.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
Olivia.
everything.
I appreciate you both.
Thank
Thanks.
you.